She welcomed him into her home, a beacon of kindness, until he turned her generosity into a death sentence. His chilling confession will haunt you. This is Untold Crimes and Affairs, and this betrayal cuts deep. St. Augustine, Florida, July 2010. Brittany Tavar, 45, radiated warmth, dancing at beach clubs, doting on her 2 dogs, and helping strangers despite her family's wealth. Known for opening her home to the homeless, she gave without hesitation. But her kindness left her exposed. A neighbor dispute escalating to court, threats lingering. On July 5, she lights up a beach party. The next day, she's gone. Who snuffed out her spirit? A chilling clue awaits. July 6, 2010, Brittany misses a critical court date. Friends break into her home. Her SUV vanished, sliding door ajar, AC humming. Her beloved dogs gone. A missing persons report sparks a frantic search. Weeks later, one dog surfaces 300 miles away in South Carolina, stained red? Blood? Tests clear Brittany, but deepen the mystery. Her credit cards ping in Wyoming. Jewelry's missing. ATM footage catches a man in her car, alone. A guest she trusted, living under her roof. Was her kindness her fatal mistake? Joe Roberts, 26, faces elite Florida detectives in Seattle. Cocky, casual. He exploited her trust, but can he outsmart them?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
What's going on?
George, Harrigan, Kit Brantley.
Joseph? What do you go by, Joe or Joe? Joe Brantley. Nice to meet you.
Sorry to pull you out in the evening. We kind of had some stuff going on, so we didn't get to it till now.
Okay.
But I appreciate you meeting me. You are in custody. So before we get started, I do have to read you Miranda.
Okay.
I know the patrol guys did, I guess, yesterday, right? When they talked to you. But let me read this to you, and then we'll talk if you're cool with that, and I'll answer any questions you have. Are you from here, Joe?
I lived in Seattle for a while when I was growing up, like grade school, beginning of middle school.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually born in Wisconsin and went to high school in Indiana. So
okay, so kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, what brings you to Seattle?
I was looking for change. The old friend, and I don't know, just I needed change. So,
old friend?
Yeah, old friend. I hadn't talked to in a long time. Hit me up and so we got to talking, and I came up to here to see her, and that was about it.
A female friend?
Mm-hmm.
It's always women that make us run all over the country, right?
Yeah, they do. They do tend to do that.
Yeah, I gotcha. Well, how did you get up here?
I drove.
You drove?
Yeah.
What? Do you have a vehicle, or you borrowed somebody's vehicle, or what?
I borrowed somebody's vehicle.
Okay. And whose vehicle was that?
Girl named Brittany.
Brittany from
Florida.
What's her last name?
Tavar.
Okay.
He admits driving her SUV like it's no big deal. 2 months missing, his calm is chilling.
And where's that vehicle now?
It's still here. I'm assuming that's what this warrant is about.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. Well, I figured you knew what it was about. I don't mean to beat around the bush,
no,
but
I'm assuming that's what it's about.
Because obviously, I'm sure she's wanting her vehicle back, I guess, is the problem.
Yeah. So, I still, it's still here. I don't have access to it anymore. It was up by the library, so.
Well, what's your thought process on this whole issue with these charges? I mean, did she know you had the vehicle?
She knew I had the vehicle. I can understand. There was issues. And, so I don't get the $500,000 warrant. I haven't been able to get a hold of her ever, so.
What can we do to make it right? I mean,
I have no idea.
Well, tell me this. Who is she to you? I mean, how do you...
She was just a friend. We met in a Barnes and Noble, and she wanted to start up a business, and I was in a real rut down in Florida, and I said, okay. And then she goes and buys me a computer so that we can get this business started, right? And I'm like, great, let's get it going. She lets me move into her house and start up to help her start up this company. Except the problem is that once I start getting going on this, I'm the one starting up the entire thing. And while she's helping me out a lot, it didn't work out because she didn't want to do anything at all for it. And it started, all the work. He kept changing from, oh, I'll help you with this to I'll help you with it. And so it didn't end up working out. Long story short, I was like, this isn't working out. We got in a huge fight on a Monday, a huge argument. And it was, I don't know, just basically about all of this. And I was like, look, is there any way we can work out something else? Can I? And I was like, look, I have a friend in Seattle. I'd like to get to Seattle. Can I go to Seattle? And is there any way you can help me get to Seattle? And she was like, okay, yeah, you can take my car and go to Seattle. And I was like, great, thank you. And I will pay you back. And
Her generosity, computer, room, car, twisted into theft. A fight? Suspicion grows.
So, and she let me use her car and her cell phone, and I got in the car and cell phone, or with the cell phone, and I took off. And then a couple of days later, and she gave me her debit card as well, so that I would have gas money, and so that I'd have gas money.
What was the plan? How was she supposed to call you? Did you have a phone?
I had her cell phone.
Oh, you had her cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so she was supposed to call you on the cell phone.
Yeah, she was supposed to call me on the cell phone. And unfortunately, the cell phone died because I forgot to grab when I left, I didn't have the charger with me.
Gotcha.
But long story, I figured she just got, something happened, and she got pissed at me, and I'd also kind of screwed her over a little bit, so because I took some money and some jewelry, but
did she find out about that?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
So you don't know? She never confronted you about that?
I haven't talked to her about it since.
How much money did you take?
A couple $100.
He confesses to stealing hundreds, her jewelry, her cards, her kindness, betrayed. Why no call from her?
How many cards did she provide you with? You said she let you use a debit card or something?
Credit card and debit card.
We said just one.
Well,
so what
I was only supposed to use the credit card, actually.
You were only supposed to use a credit card?
Yeah.
So why'd she let you have the debit card then?
She didn't. That was kind of one of the things that I didn't even realize I had taken it until after I'd left.
Okay.
So,
yeah. So she obviously would have been upset had she known you had both, which she probably is upset.
Yeah. And then then in Idaho, I got pulled over, and I actually thought because I hadn't heard from her or anything, and I hadn't called her, but I hadn't heard from her, and I got pulled over, and I was actually kind of worried because I didn't have an ID at the time. I had a driver's license, but I didn't have an ID. And it was, and my driver's license was in Indiana. And anyway, I was worried because I thought she might have called it in or something. That's why I thought I was getting pulled over at first. So I kind of freaked. But
how'd that go?
They let me go because I told them what was up. I was like, I'm just driving, actually I kind of fudged on it, but
well, what do you mean? What did you say?
I told them that I was staying with my aunt and she was in town, and I wasn't from around here, and that's why I was speeding, because the signs were all crazy, which was true. The signs were all crazy. It was like 30-mile-an-hour speed zone, and
like, I don't know. I'd been driving on the highway and I had a heavy foot. And anyway,
Right.
cop gave me a break. So I left and crashed out for the night and then took off.
So I have a question for you. I mean, car theft is one thing. Why is my bounty so high?
He plays dumb, thinks it's theft. Detectives know more. The trap tightens.
It's a good question. I was hoping you can answer that for me. The warrant's out of Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's concerning that it's that high.
Yeah.
I was hoping that maybe you could shed some light on maybe there's something more to the story than just that. I don't know. I mean, is there something else you stole from her that is more important than a car? I mean,
No, as far as I know, it's just the car and the jewelry and the cards.
right. But one of them, you said she let you use.
Yeah.
She let you use one of them, but she didn't know about the other one, right?
I think I should probably get a lawyer.
You think you probably should?
Yeah, I think I need to talk to a lawyer because I don't know where this is going. Obviously, something you guys aren't telling me. And yeah.
I'm not sure what you mean by that. But,
Okay. Well, can I talk to a lawyer? I mean,
absolutely. That's your right.
Awesome.
Is there anything that we can help you out with as far as getting in touch with your family? Would you like to talk to your aunt at any point in the near future?
I mean, yeah, I guess. I did see my grandmother was in the courtroom today.
Well, good. That's good.
Which I had no idea how she found out about this, but
Well, listen, because you said you want to talk to an attorney, you're a smart guy, and you know I'm not going to ask you any more questions about the case. But I do want to tell you your family's very worried about you, and they do want to talk to you. And you and I know that there's much more to this. And we were here to give you the opportunity to tell us what really happened. Because you and I both know that there's a lot more that happened. And we already pretty much know what happened. A lot of times, the reason we exist in investigations is to get the other side of the story. So that if this was a simple mistake or somebody, acted out in rage because somebody else did something wrong in self-defense, so to speak, then that's a totally different story than somebody acting out because they wanted to act out, if you understand what I'm saying. There's a difference between somebody that meant to do something and somebody that didn't mean to do something. That's all I'm saying. So just keep in mind that in order for us to talk again, you've got to ask to talk to me.
Okay. Well,
because there's
and I appreciate you saying that. And yeah, let's just say, I need to know my options before I come back to you.
Of course, I understand.
Okay.
And I'd do the same thing if I was in your position. But just remember, you have to ask to talk to me.
Okay.
I can't come and see you, no matter what. So you've got to ask to talk to me if you want to talk to me. And know that there's a lot more that we can talk about. And you know exactly what I'm saying. And all I was here for was to make sure that you weren't some monster, but that this was a big accident. That's all we were here for.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Would you, do you want to talk to your aunt before I leave? Do you want me to get you on the phone with her?
Yeah, sure. Well, and I'll tell you this, I made a huge mistake. I don't know.
He cracks. Lawyer. Then confession. Her life hangs in his words.
I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened. I don't even really remember it. I freaked out and I ran.
Well, we all make mistakes in life. All of us do. I've made my share. George has made his share. And hey, some mistakes are a little bigger than others, but I mean,
we're human beings, is what he's trying to say. Remember that. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're all the same.
Right. But yeah.
And we pretty much know what happened, but
Okay. Well,
what actually occurred that
I don't honestly, I don't know. Tuesday night, we got in an argument basically, and I was and she wouldn't shut up about the stupid court case that she had to go to, and I'm talking when she wouldn't shut up about it. She would not.
She was obsessed with it.
Obsessed with it to the point where that's all she would ever talk about.
that was her life.
Exactly. And she wanted me to make these videos for her evidence so that she could get this restraining order. And I did that. And I did it a number of times. And that night she came, and I was supposed to go with her the next day to court. And that night she came to me again and said, hey, I need you to do these videos up for me again and make me 2 DVDs. I was like, okay. We got in an argument about something else. I don't really remember anymore exactly the details of it. But long story short, I was pissed, but I said, all right, I'll make you the DVDs. She was pissed. She was like, I don't want you to come with me tomorrow. And I was like, fine, great. And, I went in my room and I watched whatever and I did whatever and I stayed up late. But I made the DVDs and I left them out on the counter. Well, actually, I left one out on the counter. No, I left both of them out on the counter. Anyway, I went to sleep and I remember waking up, and it must have been early. And I remember waking up and hearing her go off about something, and I don't really remember much after that. And then I remember standing over her, and she's dead, and there's blood everywhere. And
We'll take a deep breath for a minute and think about the part that you're leaving out, like how she ended up on the floor with blood all over her. I mean, how did that happen?
Honestly, guys, I don't really remember. I don't know. I remember waking up and hearing her go off about no names on the DVDs, and I came out and I was yelling at her and calling her an ungrateful bitch, and then I picked up something and I hit her.
Do you know what it was that you picked up?
Hammer, I think.
How many times did you hit her?
I don't know, too many.
Did she run?
I don't remember.
Well, you're starting to remember. You're remembering a lot.
Just take your time. So what did you do
What did I do?
next after she's laying on the floor and
I covered her up with a blanket for a while, and I kind of freaked out and bought a pack of cigarettes, and then sat on the back porch and chain smoked about a pack of cigarettes until I had decided what I was going to do, and then I did it. And which was basically clean up all the blood, pour bleach everywhere, and basically my goal was to buy time. I didn't think I would be getting away with anything. I just thought I would be buying time.
Rage unleashed, hammer strikes, throat slashed, her trust shattered in blood. Why her kindness?
Like I said, fellas, you want me to be honest, I could have been gone.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the country for, 3.5, 4 months now, I think it is.
Yeah. If you could have left the country, what was your plan? Where would you have gone? Canada?
No, that's what I wanted you guys to think. I was going to go south. I just ended up getting here, and when I got here, I reevaluated everything, and I decided,
we were getting all these sightings in Oregon, so we thought you were probably in the foothills and that you would be going south because it was going to start getting cold.
Well, yeah, no, I wanted you guys to think I was going north, and then I was going to go south. And when I got here, I was like, well,
Your aunt was mad at us in the beginning because we sent law enforcement to every place that you've ever lived at. So obviously that included her friends, and so.
Now, somebody did break into her house.
I did not break into her house.
I know that now.
We know.
It really threw us for a loop because here you've been on the run for so long, and then her house gets broken into in August, middle of August.
Yeah.
And we thought for sure, I was like, oh my gosh, did he double back and get to Indianapolis somehow? And he's strung out and he needs to get something. I don't know. It was just weird. It threw us, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, I mean, it is what it is. Somebody broke into her house.
That was one thing.
Just coincidental.
I'm sorry. That sucks. Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to make sure is I didn't involve any of my family, and I didn't want them. I mean, I figured they'd eventually learn about it. I was hoping that it kind of sucks that you went to everywhere I used to live because.
Well, I mean, at the time, I didn't know exactly what had happened. I mean, we had to try to find you, so to speak. I mean, I had to assume that you'd try to go somewhere or that you were familiar with, you know. But is there...
Yeah, eventually I would have ended up in South America somewhere.
Her guest turned predator. But what drove him to kill? The truth is darker than greed.
Is there anything you haven't told us that you think we need to know about this incident or anything else?
I don't think so. I think I've gone over everything. You guys already knew about the Walmart purchases and yeah.
The shovel that you buried her with, where's that at? Is that at the house?
Ooh, I have no idea, to be honest. I mean, I would assume it's probably at the house. Like you said, I don't know if it was really it was pitch black dark, and I was trying to hurry because I didn't want to get caught and all this. So it was not a decent burial, not anything she deserved.
I mean, do you think it's going to be obvious to us? Or is she covered up pretty good?
She's covered up, but I don't think it's covered up. I mean, it's been a minute. But she has trash bags, so over her, just basically wrapped around for. I guess I did it for smell and for.
Is it wrapped around her whole body, the trash bags?
Yeah,
because that'll help preserve.
Yeah, there's. I figured as much. Anyway, there's three of them. Two of them, and then one of them's in the middle that was cut.
And then the blanket's over her?
No, blanket's right
blanket first and then, okay, I got you. All right. Is there anything more about the actual event that you haven't told us? I mean, was it simply an act of rage and he used a hammer, or was there a different weapon? Was there more violence involved?
All I know is there was a hammer and that there was a ridiculous amount of blood afterwards, and that she was still alive for a little while, and that her throat was cut as well, and I don't know how that happened.
Why slaughter the woman who lifted him up? Brittany's generosity, housing him, funding his dreams, bred resentment in Joe. A drifter with no roots, he chafed at her demands to make court videos for a neighbor dispute. That Monday, her obsession with the case erupted into a fight. She berated him. He snapped, grabbing a hammer, then a blade. He buried her, took her dogs to fake her escape, and fled with her life's possessions. Was it rage at her control, or a psychopath's cold plan? Her dogs, abandoned and stained, echo her tragic fate. Joe's confession led to first-degree murder charges, but a plea deal, citing mental state and evidence issues, reduced it to second degree. In 2014, he got 30 years in a Florida prison. Brittany's body, found months later, was wrapped in trash bags, hidden shallowly. Her family, who offered rewards, mourns a light extinguished. Does 30 years balance her loss? A life of giving, ended by betrayal. What drives someone to turn on their savior? Share your thoughts below. What's the real motive behind this horror? Hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell to uncover more chilling truths. Our next case will leave you stunned. This is Untold Crimes and Affairs.